We're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to answer your obscure Mortal Kombat question. Today's question comes from MK Bible. Now, MK Bible has an encyclopedic knowledge of MK. So if he's asking something about Mortal Kombat, you know it's got to be obscure. His question is, can anyone confirm whether or not the EJB menu works on the Jakks Plug-and-Play TV game? It was ported from the original arcade source code. According to lead programmer Chris Burke, no features were left out, so it's entirely possible the menu stuff was left intact. Good question, MK Bible. Let's try it out on the Mortal Kombat arcade version first to make sure we can do it. By the way, I gotta give a shout out to Scott Howell for hooking me up with this Mortal Kombat arcade stick. Thank you, Scott. I'd also like to thank Corn Combat for building this one. This is a custom stick that he made years before there was an official Mortal Kombat arcade stick available. So thanks a lot, Scott, and great job, Corn Combat. And I'd also have to add that, isn't it fascinating that 20 years after Mortal Kombat hit arcades, people are still discovering hidden secrets? You can never really be sure if this was leaked by somebody over at NetherRealm Studios or if fans took apart the game and cracked the code. Either way, it's crazy to think about how long this was out there before fans became aware of it. The code itself is pretty difficult and has to be entered using both players' sets of buttons. So there it is. The Mortal Kombat EJB menu is accessible in the Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection, although it's a little glitchy. It's not supposed to look like that, and it sure as heck wouldn't look like that in the Mortal Kombat Arcade cabinet, or in MAME. But hey, it's in there. Now let's try it out on the Jakks Pacific version. In 2004, Jakks Pacific released a plug-and-play version of Mortal Kombat 1. This is the last port that Mortal Kombat has ever had, and I think it's safe to say that it's probably the last port that it ever will have. Every other re-release of Mortal Kombat since then has been an emulation, rather than a port. This is actually a lot cooler than most people give it credit for. The button layout on the controller make it perfect for controlling Mortal Kombat. I'd say it's right up there with the arcade stick. It's a shame Jakks Pacific never released any of the sequels. Yeah, the graphics aren't perfect, and a lot of the animations are missing, but the gameplay was spot on. And as fun as the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis versions were, I'd say this one outranks both of them. So I've got two of these units hooked up to each other, since you need access to both players' buttons in order to input this code. So, alright, here we go. Well, I'm trying, but I'm getting nothing. I've actually tried this hundreds of times off camera, and I got nowhere. It's like the old saying goes, blocking will get you nowhere. Well, you know what? We tried. It's just not in there. It's not the answer I wanted to find, but it's the truth. Well, join me next time as we explore more of the Mortal Kombat universe. See you then.